welcome or welcome back to the Lounge with Annette, where you might see a little bit of this and you might see a little bit of that. How you doing? So today is Sunday, December, is it the 2nd or the 3rd? The 3rd, December the 3rd, and today is episode 3 of my FlossTube. So what I'm going to show you today are my completed projects from last episode that I mentioned last episode, things that I purchased, and current projects and plans. So let's start with my completed projects. Okay, I'm gonna be real honest with you all. I recorded this like 3 times, and I was using my little remote thing, and it didn't hit record. So when you saw me entering in, that was me making sure it was recording. Woo! Okay, so my first project is my letter A. Okay? Now, it's not exact because I had problems with this one here. And it is because, to me, it was because it's plastic, it's small, and it was constricting, and it was hard to count on this. I don't know why it's so hard from this one to 8 o'clock, but it was difficult to count on this. So I made some errors on this one. And another thing, I stitched my letter in the inside. I don't know if it was supposed to be on the outside, but the project is done. And I might just do it on 8 o'clock just to see if, no, not just to see, but I might just do it on 8 o'clock. So that's that with that project. Okay, so my next project is my fox. This was what introduced me to cross stitching. This was my first stamped cross stitch. This is the one where Amalia was like, hey girl, let's try something new. Let's try cross stitch. And me and her both was like, yeah. And we both ended up at Amazon going, what's cross stitch? And so this is the one that I purchased. And I like stamped cross stitches when it's very simple like this. I like a challenge as well, but I really like simple stamped cross stitches. I can't remember if I have simple cross stitches, stamped cross stitches in my stash, or I have some that might be challenging. But either way, I'm going to do them. So the only thing I need to do with this one is iron it, because you can see I already soaked off the ink. So I have to iron it and decide what I'm going to do with it. Okay, so the last finish that I have is this one. This is my very first counted cross stitch that I've done, that I did completed. Let me get my words right. Y'all know what I'm saying. But this is my very first cross stitch that is finished. And this cross stitch is a PDF that I purchased from, let me get the name right. The name is Marroomy Designs off of Etsy. And I will put that information below if you want to go check her shop out and see what she has to offer. I like what she has to offer. So that's finished. And the only thing I need to do with that one, I did soak that one already and wash it off and stuff like that. I have to iron that one and decide what I'm going to do with it. Okay, so next up is what I purchased. Now, I did not purchase any more cross stitches because I have enough, but I have been looking at some, but I'm not going to purchase it. But what I did purchase was something that was necessary. These scissors right here are necessary for cutting 8 o'clock. And I had one of the straight fabric cutters, and it caused my fabric to, fray. So with these scissors, these surge the 8 o'clock, so it prevents it from fraying. So I went ahead and got these off of Amazon. I think these were $9.97. Okay, now this was not necessary, but this was an enabler, an enabler purchase from Amalia World of Color, because she's so convincing, I'm telling you. So I purchased myself an iPad. I purchased this on Black Friday, and it was $100 less than the original price. So I felt like I got a deal. And I purchased this one so I can use mainly for my cross stitches, where I download an app called Mark Up or something like that, and you download your PDFs in it, and it'll keep track of it. With my project my counted cross stitch, I used paper, and I was highlighting off of paper. But with the app, all you have to do is use a highlighter and highlight your sections that way. So it's technically the same thing, one on paper, one electronic. So that's what I purchased. And let me just show you my first project that I uploaded in here. And this is a project that me and Amalia will be starting next week. This is it right here. Hopefully you can see it, and it's not too bright in camera, but this is what we will be starting Monday. Now, I did start this project, and I only started it because I wanted to see how it would look on black Aida cloth. Now, what I found out is, although this says it's 14 count, and I used 2 strands for 14 count, the holes in this Aida cloth are really large. So I tried to do 3 strands with it. And 3 strands and 2 strands in this cloth, I really can't tell the difference. The only thing I noticed is that my needle was falling through the holes when I was doing 2 strands, but when I did 3 strands, it seemed like the floss was holding the needle in place and it wasn't falling through. So, but what am I going to do? Am I going to do 2 strands or 3 strands? I think I'm gonna use 2 strands so I won't run out of floss. And yeah, I'm gonna complete it in 2 strands. And I chose black Aida cloth because I wanted to see how this project would turn out on a color cloth versus white. So yeah, that's what I'm using for the project that me and Amalia will start on Monday, when she get everything that she needs for it. Okay, and speaking of that project, this is the container that I use from my old project, and I just kept the colors in here, and I just used whatever colors called for my new project, and if it was here, I just used it and I just put it back here. So going forward, I'm going to use all of this up on all the projects that I have, and if it's there, I'm going to put my project to the back, and if the color's not there, I'm going to just find it in my floss stash, put it on bobbins, and put it in organized here. So this row right here will be for projects, and this will be for floss that I can possibly use. So that's what I'm going to use going forward with my projects. So that project is already kitted up, just waiting for Amalia. Okay, so the last thing I need to show you is the project that I'm going to start while I wait for Amalia. And Amalia, I ain't throwing no shade, honey. I just like saying your name if you haven't noticed, because it's a unique name. But I'm going to work on Giddy Crab, and this also was purchased from Marumi Designs off of Etsy. I'm going to show you that one more time. Okay, and it only calls for one color, and I chose DMC 3685. I think that's the color that it called for. Let me see. 3685. Well, no, it called for I don't know, 169 or S12 Cabernet Red, and I couldn't find that color in any store, so I just chose a color that I wanted to choose. And yeah, so that's what I'm having. I mean, that's the project I'm going to start while I wait. And all I need to do now is figure out my starting point of my project. So yeah, that's all I have for episode 3 of my FlossTube. Thank you so much for watching my video, subscribing to my channel, and if you like this, just hit the thumbs up button. And yeah, now I have to exit because I need to make sure I stopped recording. Bye.